The first explorations for the French into Canada in the 16th century were driven by the hope for a passage through to Asia as well as to prosper off riches in this new land. Jacques Cartier went to modern-day Quebec and Montreal, trying to find some way across the St. Lawrence River into what he believed was Asia. However, the rapids in the river made it impossible to cross, leaving it to be coined as La Chine, with the lingering belief that Asia lay just beyond. When the French found that they could not cross into Asia, they tried to make the best out of New France. There has always been a clash between Europeans and Canadian natives, and it did not help for Cartier to kidnap an Iroquois chief's entire family, leaving the natives to lose their trust in Europeans. They retaliated by giving Cartier fool's gold to bring back over to France. The lack of riches, lack of trust between the two civilizations, and harsh temperatures of Canada discouraged the French from trying again until the 17th century. The account I chose is from 1637, which began a series of expeditions for missionaries to come over into Canada. It is written by Paul Lejeune, who was leader for the Jesuits of Quebec from 1632 to 1639. Though he was brought up by Calvinists who were centered in Protestant beliefs, he converted to Catholicism by the age of 16. In 1613, he began an apprenticeship for Jesuits of Paris. Lejeune then studied philosophy and taught rhetoric for a couple of years. He then served as Superior General for a mission in Canada. This account is one work in a series of writings describing early Jesuit encounters with Canadian Indians, the Relations. Paul Lejeune is the most abundant contributor to the Relations. But why were these historical documents created and who were they meant for? Firstly, these works were created to educate Europeans who were not involved in the Jesuit missionary endeavors and encourage their participation. It's a difficult task to convert others with very different beliefs to your own, so having other Europeans to help out so the French would not be completely outnumbered would be beneficial. Even if these Europeans did not end up participating in the missions, they could financially support them. The works were also meant for fellow French Jesuits. They show a detailed account of what natives were like, as well as the climate, flora, and fauna of this new world. This specific encounter also illustrates the clashes between native Canadians and the French Jesuits. One native's initial reaction of welcoming the French was reversed when he began to accuse them for being responsible for the famine that had made him sick. Lejeune addresses their impression that the natives have a coldness to them, as well as distrust for the French. As soon as they had arrived, natives were finding every reason to accuse them of crimes they had heard were committed by the Jesuits. They claimed they had stabbed a child in the woods, which led to the deaths of many others. The Jesuits were rejected by all of those they encountered, even when searching for medical help. The account also talks about a rumor that went around about the Father Superior of the Jesuits being dead. Upon finding this to be false, and realizing it passed for the truth throughout many villages, Paul Lejeune expresses the vitality of converting these people, who he said placed so little value on human life. The overall tone of this work is defensive of the Jesuits, as well as claiming to be victims of the natives, which allows Lejeune to express the natives' need to be converted.